purpose, freezing, to the guy played in Morocco. He describes a very specific turning point.
The rope.
I was struggling until I saw the Lord throw me a rope.
This is the moment of intervention. And think about the physics of it. A rope connects you to something solid. Before, he was a ripple, unconnected, fluid. The rope provides the tether.
And he says, that's a message I take everywhere I go. The rope is the message.
It's a lifeline. And once you have that, you can pull yourself out of just being a ripple. It gives you leverage against the current.
But, and I think this is where the song gets really gritty. It wasn't just magic. He talks about a serious grind. He wasn't just sitting around. He had a specific motivation. Getting my family out of poverty was never optional.
Never optional.
Yeah.
That phrase does a lot of heavy lifting.
It really does. It puts a different weight on everything. This wasn't about fame. This wasn't, I want to be a star. This was survival.
It changes the stakes completely. If success is optional, you can quit when the water gets cold. If it's not optional, you stay in the boat no matter what. That desperation becomes a fuel source.
And look at how he describes his qualifications for this success. This is one of my favorite parts because it just totally flips the bird to the traditional path to status.
You mean the college line?
Oh, yeah. Stepping on them like I went to college, never finished, started rapping, now I graduate with honors.
This is a classic autodidact's boast, but it's deeper. He's acknowledging the traditional path college and admitting he failed at it, or, didn't finish. In the eyes of the establishment, that's a strike against him, but he reframes it.
He basically says, I didn't need your classroom, I had the studio.
And he had the valley. He says he's battle-tested. He's arguing that his degree is in resilience. His honors aren't academic, they're existential. He survived the swamp. That's his diploma. And in the context of the lonely road, that degree is worth a lot more.
And that confidence lets him define his own genre. He calls it God twang.
It's a brilliant bit of branding. It fuses two things that don't always go together in the mainstream. Twang implies country, rural, maybe traditional. God implies the spiritual element, but he's rapping it, so he's mixing hip-hop into it.
It's like he's saying, I'm country, I'm faithful, but I've got flow. And he adds, God twang is something you won't forget is for mama and daddy.
So he's grounding the whole genre in lineage. It honors his parents where he came from. It's not just a sound, it's a tribute. It's him saying, I made it out of the holler, but I brought the sound of the holler with me.
Speaking of lineage, this brings us to what I think is the absolute best part of the source material, the legacy he's building. We've talked about his past, his struggle, but now he looks forward. He brings his sons into it.
This is a pivotal scene. It shifts the focus from his past to the future he's creating. And it's actually, it's kind of funny.
It is. So picture this. You've got this God twang artist, and he's trying to be a responsible dad. He says, I looked at my sons and told them they need to go read a book.
Standard fatherly advice. Go get that education I didn't finish.
Exactly. He's pushing them toward the safe path, the college path. But the sons, they flip the script right back on him. They tell him, Daddy, we in the studio.
I love that. They're rejecting the book to follow the father's actual behavior, not his advice. And what's the father's reaction? This is key.
He says, now let them cook.
Let them cook.
I love that he uses that phrase. For anyone listening who isn't chronically online, let them cook is modern slang. It basically means let them do their thing. Let them create. Don't interfere.
But think about the context here. It's profound. He just told them to read a book, the traditional path. They reject that to follow his path, the studio. And instead of correcting them, he validates it.
He validates it because they are showing the same drive he had. They say, you know it's going down. If you don't, I promise you do now. That is pure confidence.
It is. And it shows that the God twang, the rope, the boat, it's all being passed down. He's not just getting his family out of poverty financially. He's giving them a vocation, a voice.
They're inheriting the swagger. There are not ripples.
No, they're not ripples. And notice the shift in loneliness. The song is called Lonely Road. But is it lonely in that studio?
Not at all. It's crowded. It's loud. It's him and his sons.
Exactly. The lonely road isn't lonely anymore. The boat is full. The transformation is complete. The ripple became a wave, and now that wave is carrying the next generation.
That really circles back, doesn't it? He started as a ripple with nowhere to call home, and by the end, he has a home, a studio, sons who are taking up the mantle.
And he emphasizes it happened because of that one specific thing, the rope, the message. He says, they told me that I was chosen, I turn around and believe it. That belief is the engine. Once he accepted that, the poverty wasn't optional. The success became inevitable, and the loneliness started to dissipate.
It's a powerful message for anyone who feels like they're just floating. It really forces you to ask, what is your boat? What's keeping you afloat?
Because as he points out, you can't control the water. You can only control your grip on the rope and the integrity of your boat.
And he makes it clear, do not let go. Hold me close and don't let go.
That repetition in the lyrics, don't get me out of this boat, it's a mantra, it's survival. It's looking at the storm and saying, I'm staying right here.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's really look at the arc we just traced.
We started with the dread of being a ripple drifting, purposeless, broken.
We looked at the valley experience, the cold reality of struggle versus the show of the fakers. And we realized the boat isn't about escaping the water, it's about surviving it.
Then the turning point, the rope that provided a lifeline and a message.
We watched that motivation turn into a grind, never optional, which led to a kind of success that graduates with honors from the school of life.
And finally, and I think most importantly, we saw the legacy. The God twang being passed down to the next generation who are ready to cook.
It's a story that goes from total isolation to a crowded, loud, joyful studio with family. The road started lonely, but it didn't end that way.
And that's the key takeaway. The lonely road is a temporary state if you find that connection, that rope that pulls you toward something bigger.
It's a great reminder. No matter how deep the valley is, there's a way through if you don't jump out of the boat.
So before we sign off, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. Rare of Breed draws a hard line in the sand between the show and the real. He says, lights out, turn the speakers off for anyone who is only in the show.
It's a heavy critique. It forces a bit of a self-audit.
It does. So here's the question for you. In your own life, your career, your relationships, your creative projects, which parts are the boat that actually keeps you safe and moving forward? And which parts are just for the show?
What would happen if you turn the lights out on the parts of your life that are just performance? What would be left standing in the dark?
Maybe it's time to find your own God twang and let the rest go.
Thanks for diving in with us.
Stay afloat.